So there's this skinny three-legged alien dude and he's rocking some bling and he's got this homie that just has a massive beer gut and only wears boxer shorts and sunglasses. And if you already know what I'm talking about, then you've definitely played this game, and if not, then I really feel bad for you for missing out on so much 1990s excellence. What's up everybody, welcome to yet another one of my remastered reviews. Today, talking about two-player gaming. Now in the early days of console gaming, if you wanted to play a two-player game, you and your friend had to be in the exact same place, sharing the exact same standard definition screen, usually playing together in the same little space, or just outright taking turns. It wasn't any of this, everybody's got their own HD TV and a headset and an internet connection, because back then the internet wasn't really a thing in most houses. So with that being the case with two-player games, getting further than you did the day before with your friends is something you would think about all day at school, just waiting to go back over to your friend's house and play some more. And with new consoles came new capabilities, and one of those new capabilities was split-screen multiplayer. And while it was used a lot early on for competitive reasons rather than cooperative ones, one game from the 16-bit era did that cooperative mold in almost masterful fashion, with two dudes from outer space just trying to find their way home. ToeJam and Earl are a couple of groovy space dudes who were bumping their stereo through space one day when Earl, who normally isn't the one at the helm, takes control of driving their ship for once. It seems that right about then the ship enters an asteroid field, which we know can be stressful for even experienced pilots.
The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
As you might guess, the ship is hit by an asteroid, and these two dudes crash land on some really wild place called Earth. Now they've got to explore this whole world that is completely foreign to them to search for the pieces of their crashed ship to put back together and return home to their home planet of Funkatron. It's all a pretty simple concept and makes as much sense as we need it to make. There's a lot to love about this game, but maybe none more fun than the items you collect throughout your journey. Scattered throughout the world, the bulk of the items you'll find are presents. There's also a few other things like money or food spread around, but the presents are the real thrill. When you collect the presents, they're stored in an inventory screen that can be used at any time. What you'll get out of these presents can be a whole lot of things. Some of them will be bad, like rotten food or a lightning cloud that zaps away some of your health. Others can be things like money or good food to replenish health. The ones that really make things fun, though, are the power-ups. There's a handful that you can get, a few of which really open up your possibilities of exploration. Others can help you out of a jam, and some allow you to go on an all-out killing spree if you'd so please. The thing with the presents is that unless you've opened up one of those same presents already to know what it is, its contents actually will be a surprise. There is a walking carrot man in the game who will identify what's in a present in exchange for money, but really, who wants to have a perfectly good surprise spoiled? And paying for it, no less. There's a few other things you can interact with throughout the world, too. You can get health replenished if you encounter a wizard, send a mail order for presents if you find a mailbox, or if you can successfully sneak up on Santa Claus, you can snag a few presents from him before he takes off in his jetpack. Yes, Santa Claus rocks a jetpack on this version of Earth. Oh, and I guess it can be kind of fun actually finding pieces of the spaceship too, but even though that's basically the main goal, I've always felt it takes somewhat of a backseat to just the fun of exploration and playing with toys. Like I mentioned in the intro, the split screen was a big deal with this game. It allowed both players to go off in different directions and explore each level on their own. And even if one player falls off the edge of one level down to another, the other player doesn't have to go with them. Their game goes on and they can keep on exploring the world and collecting presents or ship pieces. In a sense, it's a two-player cooperative game where you're both working toward the same goal, but outside of needing to both get to an elevator to advance in a level, you're not really dependent on each other. Maybe the coolest part about this game, though, is the choice at the beginning to play in either the random or fixed worlds. The fixed world is a set version of the game where if you play on that setting, the level designs, elevator locations, and ship pieces will be found in the same place each time around. I've read in a few different places online that claim that playing the fixed world is the harder way to go about things. If you choose the random world, however, the level designs will be randomly generated, as well as the locations of the ship pieces and elevators. To me, this is an absolutely brilliant mechanic. It basically places an infinite replay value on the game and challenges players to actually learn how to play the best within what they can control with their character, rather than memorizing the easiest ways to complete levels when you know their design. How more games haven't integrated this mechanic is beyond me. I get that it must be tougher these days with games having a lot more complexities to them, but even back in the 16-bit era, this doesn't seem like it was widely utilized. Graphically, this game is a fairly middle-of-the-road Genesis title, in my opinion. The colors are vibrant, and all of the characters have a kind of funny, cartoonish appearance, but there's not much detail put into the actual map and textures. The music in this game is what really rocks my world, though. The soundtrack isn't overly deep, but every song has the feel of smooth bass rhythms and funky drum beats that give the feel of what the main characters are all about, as well as just make for an overall great game soundtrack. It's just so damn groovy the whole way through. As I've gone and replayed this game, the whole thing just feels so unbelievably 1990s, back when fashion was more relaxed and people just seemed more laid back in general. I think I can easily say that ToeJam and Earl is one of my favorite soundtracks on the Sega Genesis. As I just mentioned, this game absolutely screams 1990s, which really just feels like a great decade to reflect on. Even outside of the nostalgia of things, this game is just fun to pick up and play. Without feeling the need to search out for every shit piece and beat the game, there's still fun to be had in just picking up presents, exploring levels, and playing around with power-ups. It's just a really fun game to play, both on your own, but especially with a friend. If you are in two-player mode and you're both in the same screen, any presents opened will give the power-ups to both players. Also, if you've both been off exploring a level and then finally come back together, it's just kind of nice to see your homie.
Best friends, you are my fucking best friends.
This game is just freaking cool, and all of that excellence is without yet mentioning the secret level 0, where you can drink lemonade and hang out with girls in a hot tub.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Like I said before, this game is ideal to just pick up and play. Couple that with the limitless replay value, and it's really just an all-around awesome game. It's not perfect, but it's relatively simple and a lot of fun. I've never felt it particularly rewarding to actually beat the game, but at the same time, it's never been a game I go into every time thinking, I have to beat this game today. I'm not sure I've ever been less frustrated by a game over. Really, the most frustrating thing about getting a game over is the thought of having presents that you didn't actually open and play with. Otherwise, it's easy to accept the end of a journey if you weren't dead set on beating the game. All of those qualities mixed in with the amazing soundtrack make for an overall just really fun game that can be enjoyed plenty while flying solo, but is best enjoyed with a friend. The story to the game isn't overly deep by any means, and there's not really any climactic moment if you want to set out to beat the game. Pretty much once you get that last ship piece, the game just ends and the ending sequence begins. The biggest thing is that the game is just fun, whether you want to pick up and play and just dick around playing with cool power-ups for a while, or actually set out to beat the game. It's a lot of fun and has a ton of replayability with the whole fixed world versus random world aspect to it all. When you wrap all of that together, I give ToeJam and Earl an 8 out of 10. Anyway, that's it for my take on ToeJam and Earl. If you have any thoughts on ToeJam and Earl the game, or thoughts on this review, please hit them up in the comments below. Click the like button if you like this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want more videos like this one. And as always, everybody, thank you for watching. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the text above where it says subscribe, and the annotation will take you right there to do it. And below that are links to a couple other videos I've done, both of which I think you'll probably enjoy. Check them out.